can land a remote job with no experience? Sit down, we're gonna have a talk. I've been helping people land their first remote job since 2019. That means that they did not have any previous experience and they were still able to land their first remote jobs. One of the first things that I started doing in order to help you out was to help you with your resumes. I started with a service that I called Remotify Your Resume, because you cannot apply for remote jobs with a resume that is outdated and that is not made specifically for remote jobs. There are a few things that you can do if you do not have experience. And once you do them, you can actually even apply for remote jobs that are not entry-level, because lack of experience can actually be compensated with other things. So the first thing that you can do is that if you worked from home during the pandemic, you can add that to your resume as remote experience. So it's literally just adding a section on your resume that says remote work experience or something like that, and adding that position under there, and that's it. And from all of the resumes I've seen, I see that a lot of you are missing out on the opportunity to show off that you've actually worked remotely by not adding that. So first step is to add that to your resume, okay? Now, here's another thing that you can do. If you went to school during the pandemic, if you did any type of online courses or online education, you can add that to your resume. Of course, we are not gonna lie and add it as like remote work experience, because that is not work experience. However, you can definitely add it to your cover letter, or you can even mention it in your resume. You wouldn't necessarily just add it as like online education, but you can add the tools that you learned while doing that, or you can add the skills that you gained from your online education. For example, you can say that you did virtual presentations or digital communication and collaboration. And that is how you take the online education that you did to your advantage and show off that you kind of have some experience, you know, not necessarily working remotely, but using tools and with skills that are used in remote work environments. So aside from adding your remote work experience, if you worked from home during the pandemic, you can also, of course, add the skills and tools that you learned from it, just like with the online education. So again, you would literally just add a section that says tools or technology, software programs, whatever word that you want to use. I usually just say tools, and then you can add, for example, some of the basic ones are the ones from the Google Workspace. So like Google Calendar, Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Forms, all of that, like basic ones, but you can add them on there. And those are good for like any job out there, like it doesn't matter the industry. And then you can also add like tools that are related to project management. So maybe like Asana, Trello, or digital collaboration and communication tools like Zoom and Slack. Now, if you did not work from home during the pandemic, or if you did not do any like online education, here's a hack for you. You can learn tools, and learning tools is a lot easier than learning a skill, because skills take time, where usually you have to go through like education or you have to have experience doing them. But tools, you can learn those in like a week. They're user friendly, and you learn one, then you add it to your resume. Again, tools are programs, software, apps that are used in remote work environments. Once you learn them and add them to your resume, it's going to seem like you have remote work experience. Even if you don't, the employer is going to be like, it's awesome that I'm not gonna have to train them on basic things like learning these tools, because they already are coming in with that kind of experience or proficiency with the tools we use around here. And the good thing is that to learn tools can all be pretty fast and easy. You can literally go on YouTube, find some tutorials, learn, download it on your phone, play around with it, just do some personal projects with them, and then boom, you're ready to add them to your resume. And here are some tools that you can learn. Some of these are more basic ones. You can start with one of them, then you can move on to like a project management tool, a digital collaboration and communication tool. Then you can also do your research and see what kinds of tools, programs are being used in the kinds of remote jobs that you want in your industry, and then learn one of those. So there you go. Those are a few things that you can do to make it seem like you have more experience. And by doing that, you can even apply to jobs that are not entry level, and I know it works because that is what some of my course members and my followers have been doing to stand out from the competition. Now, here are some other things that you should know if you are looking for remote jobs and don't have experience. Number one is that there are definitely a lot of entry-level remote jobs out there. I find remote jobs every week, and I come across a lot of jobs that are entry level. So it's just a matter of searching. There are a lot out there. Number 2, even if they say that they require, like, let's say maybe 2 to 3 years of experience and maybe you have 0 or 1, you can still apply, okay? Even if you do not meet like all of the requirements in a job description, please still apply, because a lot of people are applying anyway and landing those remote jobs. So if you meet like 70% of the requirements in a job description, just be brave, apply. You might get that job. Number 3, I want you to look at phrases like willingness to learn, interest in. Those things kinda tell you that even if you do not have experience, they're willing to teach you. Look out for those and apply, because that means those jobs are more entry level. Also, I have a course that is called Land Your First Remote Job, and the reason why it's called like that is because I'm helping people land their first remote job. That means they did not have previous experience, they're landing their first remote job. If you follow my method, it's a nonsense step-by-step guidance program that I have made for people who have no previous experience. So if my course members have been able to make it happen, you are able to make it happen as well. If you're ready to really be serious about your remote job search and land your first remote job, you can start with intro class video training that I made specifically for beginners, and the link is in the description, so go ahead and check that out. Start there. Fun fact, one of the first people I ever helped in landing their first remote job was my brother. This was back in 2019, before I had the course. I came up with the method that I teach in the course. I was like basically testing it out on him. At that time, he was 20 years old. He had only had experience as a waiter and at 6 months working at a call center. That was it. No like other experience. So I helped him figure out what skills he had that could be transferable to remote work. Then, of course, I helped him remotify his resume. I was like, okay, these are legit remote jobs. You can apply to things like this. Then he started applying and we made it happen. Within like 3 months, he got his first remote job. And that first remote job that he had, he was like a virtual assistant and doing customer service, doing things like answering emails for customers and also like booking appointments. This was for a company in the US. And my brother and I, we are Panamanian and Colombian citizens. So yes, this works for people worldwide, no matter where you're from, no matter where you live. So there you have it. You can land a remote job even if you do not have previous experience. I know because I make it happen every day with my course members, and I know that you can be next too if you follow the steps that I teach. Now, if you have more questions about remote jobs, do they pay well? If you can land a remote job with no degree, I don't know, any other frequently asked questions that I get, I actually made a full video about the most frequently asked questions, and that is a video that I recommend you should watch next. So go ahead and watch that and let me know what you think. Okay? Bye.